Oh, boy. Well, first, let me start by apologizing because there was a line here at the bathroom. We only have one bathroom at the Coop. It was kind of like Citizens Bank Park.
We need a coctagon.
Yeah. We just tried to explain this concept to us. We were very baffled. But, we only have one bathroom. So we're starting a little late. And, folks, I got to tell you, it's not how we drew it up. We were hoping to get on here and be fired up and the good times continue to roll. But it's just not that easy, and we haven't faced too much strife. And I was a little worried. I was looking at Meech. Meech, are you going to be all right, man? Because you seem really pissed off. Are you okay?
Not only did we lose, but I have a personal stake in Orion now. And when he struggles, I really feel like it's partially on me.
Yeah.
And when he gave up that tying run, I really felt bad for my man. Thankfully, Alvarado got out of it. But I'm kind of sick of Kimbrel. He's all right with nobody on base, but once anyone gets on base, you have to pull him.
Yeah.
He's I never saw an easier stolen base, especially off Real Muto, who you can't steal off of. He got the biggest jump ever. And then when the guy's on second, they steal his sign because he holds the ball out like this. And they alert the batter, and then he has to drop the ball.
Honestly, that was like I don't want to say little league, but that was travel ball stuff, right? Where it's just so
the guy
was
obvious,
halfway.
yeah.
The guy was halfway, to second base, and it's just hard when you have a pitcher that has that weakness. And by the way, he just hasn't had good.
I've seen this all playoffs from Kimbrel so far, and I'm just like, you're waiting for it to happen, and tonight,
right.
It finally happened.
Didn't you guys?
It's
didn't you
not
guys
fun.
clown me
Welcome
last
into
episode?
City Pigeons, episode 56.
Oh, there's a delay.
You know what, Rock? This is not the fucking time. Excuse my
Did you
language,
hear me?
okay?
Not
Excuse my language, okay?
Everyone,
Rock?
welcome into City Pigeons, episode
What
56. Ride
God
or
damn
die.
it.
And it's ride or die because we have no choice. We've had a good ride so far, okay? So we are going to ride or die, and we're going to carry on. And
tonight, I'd rather die.
Tonight, we'd rather die. But we're happy to be here. We had a wonderful group of people here at the Coop to watch the game, even though we'll be looking at each of them to see if they potentially were responsible for the loss. Bad juju. But
A couple
see.
people we made stay in the bathroom through certain batters.
Jake, we made Jake stay in the
Put him in the
bathroom.
bathroom.
At least 3 bats.
But, real quick, I just want to point out, obviously, Meech is here. I'm Jesse. I'm here. I'm happy to be here.
Under protest.
Meech is here under protest. We got Rock, who is still under quarantine. Rock, quickly tell us how you're feeling.
He's in the basement of his building.
How are you feeling?
I'm in the basement of my house. I feel all right. I just, being courteous of others and not, spreading the germs.
That's like the Saul dungeon.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say that
Right.
this is there's been two watch parties there at the Coop the past couple of days, and I haven't been at either of them. There's been 2 Philadelphia losses, so kind of feel responsible for some of this. So it was just my superstition.
I thought you were going to say that we're responsible because you weren't here. That's where I thought you were going. But look at you, so noble to say that you're responsible because you weren't here. Well, thank you. Maybe we do need you here. We're looking forward to having you back. And frankly, I think you're operating off the old COVID policies. Didn't they change the quarantine? They bring it in a little bit. How long are you going to stay there? 10 days? What are you doing here?
I don't know, man. If you want me around, you coughing on you and shit, I'll come over there. But I don't think you want that, do you?
No.
All right. Well, over here to my right, we got the wonderful, one of a kind, Finky. He's not sick, Finky. He's healthy, Finky. Look at him. Are you silent protesting?
Respectfully, fuck Rock. Excuse me. He came in with that Kimbrel stuff, and he's like, I'm not there, and the teams are losing. Blah, 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 blah. All right, dude. We don't need that right now. Love you, Rock.
Rock did say that we should leave Kimbrel off the roster. I just want to point that out.
That doesn't even make sense.
That was an astute observation. All right,
dude,
Fink,
stinks.
you're staying with the overalls now because after we lost.
Me? No.
After we lost, are you going to stay with the overalls still?
No, everything changes.
Everything changes.
Everything changes.
Interesting.
After a loss, everything changes.
To find people at
outfit, underwear.
FOCO.
Yeah.
Is that it? FOCO.
Okay.
And shame on people who are using this Phillies run to try and sell clothing and merchandise. That is the lowest form of behavior I've ever seen.
Somebody offered Fink $500 for his overalls in the Hall of Fame club during Game 1 of the
Before we go back to the Goodheart bar, I'd just like to point out, what shirt are you wearing tonight, Meech?
Oh, please. I mean, listen, it's my favorite. It's
No,
my
it's
guy.
for sales, Meech. It's for sales.
I know it is, but tonight isn't the night, dude. It's the Orion shirt. It's a beautiful shirt.
This is the Constellation Orion Galaxy shirt and the Kirk ring on the back with the hanging K signs. You're not getting that anywhere else.
Slider was hanging. Tonight.
Yeah, the slider was a little bit. CityPigeonsPod.com.
Still my guy. He's
At
a
least
future
we can laugh
closer.
through the pain. That makes it.
Can I just say,
listen, it does. I'm not worried about the series. I just wanted to dispatch of this team as quickly as possible and have a little bit of rest and get a rotation set so we can go Wheeler Nola to start the World Series.
Understood. That's still going to happen.
But hey, listen, it might happen that way. But if it doesn't, well, let's just face the adversity. I'm ready to.
I just want to say for the record, before we head over to the Goodheart bar, I actually think I hear Mark Goodheart outside yelling to his wife. So I just hope everything's okay. I know he was trying to get his kid in the car. It's complicated here at the coop. So hopefully Goodhart's okay. But you know what? Let's shoot over there because we do have our main man, Tom Henneman, looking clean over there. Tom, I like the gig. I like the get up today.
You know, Mark's out there trying to coordinate like drop offs.
Yeah, what's he doing? How did you feel about this? Are you down in the dumps tonight?
No, listen, man. A lot of things had to go right for them, and you know, I don't think we're going to sweep them, so we'll take this L, and it's still not coming back here.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. I was watching the game last night, right? And you have a kind of inverse scenario where the Rangers took 2 games in Houston and then went back to Arlington, right? And lost to the Astros there. This is an interesting scenario to me, okay? And here's my only silver lining with this. We've got 2 more games in Arizona, okay? And the way I look at it, we really just need to win 1 game, okay? We win 1 game out of those 3. That forces the Diamondbacks to have to win both games in Philly. Am I doing that math right? Does that make sense to you guys?
1 out of
Not
2.
good at math.
Okay.
You added a game.
Yeah.
You added an extra game.
All right, but think about it. Coming back here for game 6 and 7, assuming they have to win both, that's a tall order. And I actually don't know. I'm going to go to you, Meech, on this because I'm not an expert on these pitching matchups, what have you. But
Tomorrow's a
bullpen
bullpen
for
game.
both teams, though.
No, we're going to start Taiwan Walker. And
Sanchez. Is that right? Is that breaking news? Oh, wow. Okay. I kind of like that. Taiwan, I think.
But then you got Taiwan, you got Lorenzen. So we have long relievers if any of them happen, because they're going to have short hooks. Yeah. Once one shows any signs of messing up,
maybe a combined no hitter.
They're getting the
combined no hitter.
Yeah,
I'd be down for that. Depends what you wear. You got to choose something to replace the Foco overalls. It's gonna be hard.
All right, sorry, Meech.
No, tomorrow's gonna be a win. It's gonna be probably a high scoring game. But
bam,
I'm not worried about the series. But it just sucked not winning tonight. We had it.
Yeah. It was a kill shot. Yeah, you had the opportunity for the kill shot.
There was a couple of bats. Stott really came up small in a couple of bats that would have been huge. Yeah. That first and second, nobody out, and he grounds into a double play. Do that, Stott.
It didn't feel like a win to me. You know what I mean? Really, at any point. I mean, I guess when you get the Harper wild pitch scenario there, but tough game. And I was thinking by the end of the game, everybody was so down, and rightfully so.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know if you saw this, but before the game, there was a guy, a Phillies fan, who bought like 31 tickets. Did you see this?
The old
and to say I'm preventing 31 Diamondbacks fans. Now a lot of people were applauding. They thought it was like cool
of the crowd.
I thought it was like almost like really lame shit. First of all you're doing is supporting StubHub or SeatGeek or whatever. Like the tickets have already been purchased. He was buying them off the secondary market. You're not giving them to anybody. 31 seats isn't going to affect the game in any way, shape, or form. It seemed like a huge waste of money. Even if it were $5 a seat, you buy 31 of them. It's a couple $100. I'd rather you just donate to charity than put up this charade that's a cool thing to do. I didn't understand it, and I just like to hear your thoughts on it because everybody seemed to applaud him.
I think it was funny. For the part that
it was funny. He didn't do it to be funny. He was like, I'm preventing Diamondbacks fans, and if you want these and your Phillies fans, I'll donate them to you.
But someone did try to I forget his bad guy Adams. He tried to get tickets and donate them to boys clubs in Phoenix so they could go to the game. I think that's what started the idea, but then they said like logistically it was too like complicated. So they asked for donations, but like fans started picking up today. But
I'm spending too much money.
Like,
I'm spending too much money on tickets to go to games here. Let alone
if you were if they had $12 tickets at Citibank Park and you had work today, would you not try to get out early and try to go down?
I think so.
It's a little.
You can't even compare the two.
Defense. It's kind of funny that Philly fans are buying tickets.
I
saw they were giving some Philly fans tickets.
You can't compare the two.
Cheer up, Meech. I love you, man. I love you, dude.
I didn't think it was a cool, like there was nothing cool about it. Like it was kind of dumb in my opinion.
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not angry.
I like dumb, funny things.
Okay.
It's not worth.
In the meantime, in the meantime, Mark has returned from the street outside where I could hear you yelling. I don't know what's going on. Could you give us an update? Are you okay? Is everything cool?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I was sending my child, Ben, with Danielle and Avery and a friend of Avery's named Elise.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of commotion over the end of the Phillies game, but I calmed them down. They were upset. They wanted to win.
Right. Okay, great. And what do you have on the Phils, man? How are you feeling about this?
I got two things. Number one is kind of boring. The Diamondbacks executed a great game plan, pitching-wise. Threw a bunch of crap in the dirt, no fastballs. And how much money was collectively lost in this room on FanDuel betting on Phillies home runs tonight? Not a small amount of money, right? So we were expecting them to swing for bombs. They wanted to swing for bombs, and they were swinging at the air. That's number one. Number two, Garrett Stubbs. He started talking about swimming in their pool when we win in Arizona.
Did you say that?
He
I
did
heard something about that.
He did. And I gotta say, I was trying to ignore
Was
it.
that Meech's tweet that goaded him into that?
So let's
No,
not,
it was,
let's
it
not
was,
make it
it
a
was
thing.
a tweet that made him think
And it's
about
still
it.
possible. It
I
could be
was
a lot of
trying to
fun.
ignore it, but you don't do that. You're just up 2-0. This series can flip on a dime. Like that's like talking about like doing something to their mom, like jumping in their pool.
He's a nobody
like,
player. It was a funny comment because
I
he has
disagree.
no
He
effect on the
gave them
series
the motivation.
whatsoever.
He gave them the motivation. He sparked a fire, guaranteed. So
What,
we got to come
a
back and win
2-1
tomorrow.
fire?
We kind of RC'd ourselves. Is this kind of what you're saying?
No, we're not going to make that a
I
thing.
don't like that. You know what? But think about it like this. I don't know that anybody has I'm sure in history there's some examples of a run to the championship without any moments of difficulty, right? But up to this point in the playoffs so far, except for the one Atlanta game that we pretty much dominated, we haven't faced any sort of strife or hardship as a fan base. And so I just think no matter what, you're going to have to fight through some of these scenarios.
We're cool. Did you see that dude's purple troll hair? I mean, we're good, guys. We're good.
Meech took one look at the purple troll hair and said, we're good.
Come on.
That's
No,
the
I agree. Like
analysis.
we're going to
It's
have to win
poppy
some
out here.
tough games without just like homering teams to death. We're just going to have to win some gritty, tough games. The
Yeah.
bullpen's going to have to win some
Rock's
games,
back.
and we couldn't do it tonight.
And by the way, it's been amazing how we've just hit these monster home runs in all these games, but that's really not baseball, right? That you have games like this all the time. And credit to them and their pitching. Hopefully the rest of their pitchers can't do exactly
No
what
credit to
Fad
them.
to-
Fuck 'em.
Fat-
That language again.
Seriously,
Cancels
I'm
it.
with you, Fink.
Yeah,
No,
like,
fuck
I don't want
them.
to give no credit to this team.
They pitched great. Fad did a great job, man. He pitched great.
Fathead.
Fad did.
No, he didn't pitch. Maybe he didn't pitch great.
I want to
Maybe
get
it was
a.
the
I want to
Philly
get a.
batters who
I want to
don't-
get a fatted fat head on my fucking wall.
Yeah,
Fink, can we
for you.
get some
Ruben.
thoughts on
Fatted
their
fat
Ruben
man.
for
mascot?
Fanatics to get that
Okay.
for you. What?
Can we get some thoughts on their mascot? That tiger-looking.
Oh,
Diamondback
and I had that as one of
He's
my.
dead in me.
I had that as one of my notes.
He got a lot of camera time tonight on the play-by-play.
Fink became the most animated of the entire game when he saw Baxter running on the dugout when the camera showed him.
Not just running. He ran me through the
Started
flag at like a
salivating.
bad call, like acting like he's.
Did he? I thought he was trying to catch the
No,
ball.
it was a call, and he was like, ugh. Like,
All right, that was different than what I
Yeah.
saw. But you're
my
not.
language
Yeah.
again.
Yo, in Bobcat's defense, that was a really bad call.
For the
Baxter,
I agree.
in Baxter, the Bobcats
I think it's a
defense,
tiger.
that call
Meech,
fucking sucked.
Meech,
Wow,
are you
Fink
on the-
defends
are you on the side of
Baxter.
the mascot right now?
No, I'm just saying that was a really bad call, and there was a lot of them tonight, not just on our side, on
cougar.
their side as well.
That sucked.
Ump was horrible.
Well,
Makes it hard to watch a game with an ump.
Rock,
that
what did
shitty.
you think about the game? Because you're sitting there quarantining by yourself.
Why are you assuming he watched it?
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
that's
great
I did
point.
watch it. What do you mean? Why am I?
Rock, are you, first of all,
I
are
had
you back?
nothing better to do. I am back. I have a delay though. Like there's a clear lag on my side. It's so weird. But yeah, I did watch the game. It was.
All right,
Are
you're
you
just
still in
gonna
the
have to
basement, Rock? Are you still in the basement?
Yeah, I'm still in the basement. Yeah, there's a clear lag here. This is not cool. Anyway, yeah.
That's the kind of insight you can expect to hear.
This is difficult.
Tell us what
for
you
me.
thought.
I'm sorry. Okay, the
He is.
game
He's
itself
tell-
was
he-
one
he's
of
telling
the
you what he
more
thought.
boring games of the playoffs that I've watched so far. Actually, it was the most boring game of the playoffs. I thought that the Phillies have been living and dying off the solo home runs, and I'm gonna get deep in my baseball now to say they haven't been really manufacturing any runs, and that came back to bite them tonight. You know, like Mark said, they were
Ooh.
swinging for the long ball, swinging for the fences. They just didn't manufacture any runs tonight, and it didn't turn out for them. I still thought they could have pulled it out at the end, but
This guy knows
just
ball.
didn't work out.
Who knew?
Great analysis.
Hey, you're proud of yourself for saying manufacture, aren't
That's
you?
some great analysis by Rock
Wow.
right there.
Great job. No, we are proud
You guys
of you.
didn't think I had it.
You got to
You
play
didn't think I
small
had
ball
that.
sometimes, but tonight it was just, yeah, we knew you had it in you. We just didn't know if you'd be able to do it tonight.
They
Sorry
just got
about
to
my
get a
lag.
base hit of a guy with 2 A's, consecutive A's in their name. That's all they got to fucking do. And they didn't do it tonight. It was ridiculous. These games are bound to happen, man. I mean, they've been red hot in these playoffs. You're going to lose one. It's
exactly.
You're on the road for the first time. I even seen on the game today said they didn't even take batting practice today. I don't know if they were getting too full of themselves, but it's cool to be
That's
full of
horseshit.
yourself. But
If that's what's going
they
on,
got
that's
knocked down a
horseshit.
peg.
We don't even need batting
Also, the
practice.
Phils against pitchers that they've never seen before, they always bat against them
Listen,
like Cy Young winners. It's
Tomorrow,
insane.
5:07, they'll be back on their game. Schwarbs will start off the game with
8:07.
a walk and then a
8:07.
turn.
8:07.
Thank you.
We're ready.
5:07
We're ready to
local
come
Welcome to our
back.
guest, by the way.
No, I get your point. 5:07 local time. They also played at 2 p.m. today. That's early start for them. Diamondbacks are more used to that. I'm with you, Meech. 5:07 local time. They'll be back on.
Local Arizona.
So, tomorrow's game's at 8.
Yeah, they're getting you confused. It's very confusing.
It's
I'm sorry.
5:07,
No,
dude.
it's not. Tomorrow's 8:07.
No.
5:07 in Arizona.
It's 8:00 here tomorrow night.
Yeah, Friday night, buddy. Is that
I
good
thought
for
there
you?
was
No,
two
you guys
games
are
on. I
fucking
figured
with us.
they do Texas.
Somehow we were agreeing with each
They
other.
played so many games in a row.
Oh. Sunny. All right, that was easy.
98.
Sunday, it's going to be a high of 60. We're going to have some wind. It will be a beautiful tailgate. Beautiful tailgate. Come down to M-Lot. See us there. We will have the finest hoagies in town from Fink's Hoagies. Guaranteed the finest beer in town from Kenwood. And it will be 60 degrees and breezy. And if you're going in the game, bring an extra layer. It will cool off, but it's going to be a gorgeous night. The stars will be out.
What are we looking at game time temp?
Game time
57?
kickoff at 8:20, 48 degrees.
Ooh,
What's the barometer looking like?
The barometer, the pressure will be steady and beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, so we're looking at 47. You said some wind?
I really
Little
like
bit
that.
of wind. Little bit of wind. It'll feel a little colder.
Yeah.
The real field temperature, 39 degrees.
Oh, no.
Mark did that all without looking at anything. I'm pretty impressed by
He's
that.
like Cecily
He was
Tynan
like
over there.
8:07 p.m.
Sounds like we're
48
back.
Just got a teleprompter.
Yeah, he knew it. I like that, Mark.
Um,
and that's how that confidence.
Sounding good now, fellas. Sounding good now.
all right, great.
Goodheart Farm.
Now, one thing that I always have a problem with when it comes to Eagles games and clothing is that line where you want to wear like under long johns or something, right? That layer underneath. And I feel like if you cross into the 40s and you got wind, you're probably there because you can't go
Helps.
wrong. Like,
Absolutely.
you're not going to be hot, right? So now, and I bet everybody has this problem. A lot of you guys, like me, those long johns are probably buried in like a Tupperware thing. You know, you got to go get that out. Don't
You're
wait
not-
till Sunday.
Not for this Sunday. You're not getting.
Not if you're me. You
No,
wear
what's
them
up?
under
What
your
do you-
t-shirts.
We're not there
Yeah,
yet.
he's got like the old school.
Yeah, you don't need the long.
Gusts
john.
are going to
Just throw the
25 on
hoodie
Sunday. Just
some
saying.
sweatpants and some hoodies.
I don't think I
Gusts
own
of-
long
Gusts
john,
Gusts of
like
25
long
or
john
something.
pants.
That's
Yo,
bad for
48
the
degrees?
Dolphins passing game with 3 different events there this week that might slow down their offense. Ooh.
Take it.
What are you talking about?
They had the soccer game, Temple. They have Temple.
Temple's tomorrow night. Anybody need 5 tickets in row 1? It goes up against the Phillies game tomorrow. Anyone want 5 tickets in row 1? Didn't think so.
But
Temple what?
But what we're saying is the bad
Temple
field
football,
with
SMU.
the win might be slowing down the Dolphins.
I want to say quick shout out
Ooh, I
to
look
the people that are in the chat that were, giving us the feedback on the audio issues and all that. We appreciate you, and we see you in there. I see Willie Wong is up in there. Trav is in there. I saw Nita Plum Loco. I feel like that's somebody we know. I just can't recognize through the screen name. Keith, thank you. Thank you guys for.
Audience. Oh, that's
Does anyone think I can
Thank
make
you to our
this
fine
smushed up
studio
Kenwood
audience.
into that
There you go.
recycle
Thank
can?
you.
Zero.
across the room?
studio audience as
I will
well.
give
Can
you
we get
guys-
some noise out of the studio audience? Let's
That was a big
go.
Meech.
Studio
Thank you.
audience.
Coming to you live.
Meech, $20.
So I actually think Fink is onto something. I think the Eagles scheduled the soccer game and the Temple game ahead of the Dolphins game to slow down the turf. Is that what you were trying to say, Fink?
Yes, exactly what I'm trying
Yo, I
to say.
seen the
I think you're onto
fan. I knew
something.
I couldn't give
That's
it
a
any
very
arc.
astute
Fink.
point.
So you have the soccer game, you have Temple there, then the Eagles game with 25-mile-per-hour winds. The Dolphins are all about speed. Sounds like they might not have their speed.
All right.
There's a cheer competition on
Yeah, I'm
Saturday.
looking at
I
you,
heard.
Mark. We got Dolphins fans in the building.
Uh-oh.
He sent me a picture of his Dan Marino jersey today. It really pissed me off.
Wow. Well, Dolphins they're frightening me. I'm not going to lie.
DK in the chat.
I don't want to see Tyreek running all over.
Yo, did you see the
Who's that?
Dolphins average like 100 more yards per game than the second next highest offense of the year?
Oh,
Their average.
cool.
It's like 400 yards.
They have,
I
like,
think the
four
Eagles are too. It's
fastest
like
players
300.
in the league.
all right. I'm going to change.
That just means the Eagles need to run the ball and keep them off the field. Let's see them run the ball. this
You know,
year.
listen, it's a pretty big anniversary today. It's the what is it? The 2023, 2009. Carry the two. It's the 14th anniversary of Jimmy Round's huge double against Jonathan Broxton in the 2009 NLCS. So I just wanted to celebrate
Thank you
that
for pointing that
and
out.
the great Goodfellas video that the Fightins, my old website,
That was the best.
came up with.
That was good.
Uh,
Look at this, Fink. Can you see on the screen there? You see that comment?
Why don't you like Marino? Shut up. I mean,
Oh,
I didn't see
From
who
his
name was
girl.
from.
Oh, you didn't see who
I'm
it
just
was.
kidding. I'm just kidding, damn it.
so listen,
Look at him.
I also
Just kidding, babe. I'll be home soon.
I also wanted to bring up something that happened in Arizona Stadium. I think it was in 2012. Did you ever hear of the Go D-backs hashtag? I doubt you did.
This is my
Did you?
favorite thing ever. I love this.
This is a bit of Phillies Twitter and Phillies history right here. Did you ever hear the Go D-backs hashtag?
Just go ahead.
In 2012, during the season, the Phillies traveled to Arizona, and that was when all the beat writers and everyone was way into the Phillies. Well, one of the beat writers put a picture of the Jumbotron in Arizona, and it said, if you put the hashtag Go D-backs in your tweet might show up on our Jumbotron. So Phillies Twitter caught wind of that, and every tweet the Philly, like, we trended nationally. It was like, you guys suck, go D-backs, and we put it in there. They'd be talking about people in the like, you lady in row 309. You're too young to be drinking that beer. Go D-backs. So it would pop up on the
so it would just pull
Jumbotron.
them automatically.
It would just
Ooh,
automatically.
bad idea.
So there was thousands of them, and it got beyond Philly Twitter to where just every smart, funny person who was on Twitter would put something sarcastic on there, and I'd go D-backs. And then a couple. I remember Ryan Lawrence. He was a Phillies writer at that time, and he's texting me. He's like, "Yo, we're in the press box, and the guy who runs this is going crazy. Like, they don't know what to do right now, how to stop all these
Turn it
tweets.
off. Turn the D-backs
I mean,
hashtag
some were vulgar, but most were like just funny, but it would just automatically throw their tweets on there because they thought the only people doing it would be in Arizona Stadium. So that's a little bit of
I love
Phillies
it.
Diamondbacks history.
Legendary stuff. You have been involved in a lot of legendary stuff. I know that.
I was also at a game in like 2004 in Arizona when Jim Thome hit an opposite field home run off of Randy Johnson. I was in attendance for that.
Beautiful.
That's a
Cool
crazy
story.
lefty battle.
Thank you very much.
We don't need any more patting on the back than we've already done, and rightfully so for ourselves and the fan base, right? Because we've performed admirably up to this point, and now we are a national story about how amazing we are, and we know that, and it's fine. But I was watching the game last night, and I just got to say, we're so lucky to have what we have. Now, the fans are amazing, but the team themselves kind of create that. And I mean, here's what I mean. I was watching, and it's Josh Young, right? That's how you pronounce
The
it.
catcher.
His
for the
name
Texas
is
Rangers.
spelled Jung.
Jung.
And, I was tempted to call him Jung, but it's Young. This guy hits a home run. Houston was all over him, right? And he hit a home run. I think it was to take the game from 7-2 to 7-4, right? At which point, you're back in striking distance. And like,
It was his second home run of the game, by the way.
second home run of the game. Their guys were like barely up on the dugout, fence, right? Like if it was the Phillies, they would have been like jumping over it and like doing
let's go.
the
Garrett
ball
Stubbs.
sign. Yeah, they would have been riding.
I noticed
He
the
calls
same
it
thing
riding
because
the pony.
up until that point, the Texas Rangers haven't even lost a playoff game yet. So you think they would be like going crazy. Like
Right.
here it is. It's about to happen
And
again.
then
Where
this sounds
I
stupid.
noticed the same thing.
This sounds stupid, but then he comes off the field and he's high-fiving guys, and it's the standard, 1, 2, pat on the back. They don't have team high fives. I mean, the Phillies, they got a team high five for the equipment guy. He has his own high five with every player, and these guys are doing standard two-hand, and I'm like, you guys, like this is your level of bonding up to this point. I just thought it was amazing because we feed off of them
That's why
and
they're
they
playing
feed off of
Arlington.
us. And it just seemed like the most sterile thing I'd ever seen for a team that's in that position. It just made me
They're about their
reflect
business,
on.
man.
Excuse me?
Said they're about their
God,
business.
again.
They're not.
Hold
there
on.
for
Did you
fucking-
say something? Go
They're
ahead.
not there for the grab ass and playing around. They're there to win games, man. I wish we
Rob,
would do a
they
little more of
are.
that. To be
They
honest
might
with
be our
you.
opponents next round. Stop giving them
I hear
praise.
that, but I'm just
cannot
saying.
do this.
You know
tonight,
what?
Rob.
While we're on
We
this
lost.
topic, I don't. While we're on this topic, I don't understand in MLB like teams celebrating like they won the friggin' World Series after every round. I don't get that.
Bro.
It's 162 games per year. That's a lot of
I don't
games.
give a
Tom,
shit.
wait, Tom, what's the feedback from the live studio audience on Rock's point there?
Shut this guy up.
Shut this guy up. Listen,
I'm not going to name
Go
any
home.
names.
Go home. All of them go home.
I didn't have to.
he said go home.
She's naming her own name.
Okay. But hold on. You like NBA basketball, right?
I do.
Okay. Now don't even tell me.
Dudes aren't.
If you watch
Dudes
the
aren't
bench
popping
in an
champagne
NBA
in
game-
bottles.
Hold up.
Yeah, but they're not
hold
popping
up.
bottles after every round of the playoffs. They're on to
Bro,
the next round.
Whatever.
The job's
They
not
are
done.
dancing
They're popping
around.
bottles after every dunk.
Yeah, like every good play, they're
It's
falling
twice
over.
as long a season. Twice as long.
It's just ridiculous to
Rock, don't
suggest.
listen to
And they're
these guys.
taking
Listen,
days off.
I'm impressed that you haven't got up to go and gone to the bathroom yet this episode. I'm proud of you, bro.
Because he doesn't have a bathroom in the
I
basement.
got to take a shit. I'm holding it in.
Beautiful.
Seriously,
Well-
I actually almost teetered towards Rock's feelings at times. Just not because like the pennant is different, right? But like when I grew up watching baseball, it was just the pennant, the division winning.
When
the
you grew up in
pennant,
1950s?
and the World
What do you mean it
Series.
was just the
They've-
pennant?
they've now added.
90s.
There was no wild card.
Yeah, he's right.
There was no wild card, but there was a
1993.
So they
championship,
added
a
an extra-
division series, and a championship
No,
series.
there was never a division series. It was just the pennant all through the 90s. It was
Yeah,
just
he's
the
right.
pennant.
93.
And
It was just Phillies
It
Braves.
was just the pennant. So they've added a round, and I was like, okay, I guess they had one. Now they've added 2 rounds. But when I heard it was Brandon Marsh got interviewed after they won the first round, and someone basically asked him this question, and he said, do you know how many players play baseball in the major leagues and they never get to feel this feeling? Of course,
Everyone's on the Phillies for 10
We are
years.
advancing. Everyone not on the Phillies. So when I heard that, I was like, you know what?
No, I was
I'm
saying
with
everyone
him.
who was on the Phillies for that 10 or 11 years, all those guys didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, not that you were on the whole time, but
I
the
just
point
can't
is,
believe you guys are mad at excuses to party. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Like it's an excuse to party. Fuck yeah. Like,
Well,
let's
And,
Yeah.
and then they don't have
go.
to play again for like 2 days. It's not like they
simply.
Yeah, you're sitting there and you can nurse the hangover and you have fun and Rock's over here.
In my
like,
opinion, it's one of the
I hate
coolest
everybody
things in
having
sports.
fun.
Sorry, Rock. I know you're sick.
All right. Well,
I
look,
know. I get it.
he is
Listen,
in
I
a
get it. I
basement.
get it. I just
do-
think
I
it's a
miss
little
you,
bit of
Rob.
overkill,
Usually
though, man.
you and me were like
It's
on the
just-
same like wavelength here.
so
I miss you being here.
we do, as you alluded to there, Fink, the Rangers could be potentially the opponent if we make it to the World Series. I know we just lost, and I think we all still feel good about our prospects, but we do have the opportunity to do something truly incredible in the event that the Phillies play the Rangers. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little inside knowledge that not a lot of people know.
Take down George Bush.
Ed Rendell has a brother, Robert Rendell.
Ted Rendell.
Not Ted Rendell.
That would have been cool.
Robert Rendell
Fred.
has lived. Man, I'm trying to really do something special here, and you
I'm
guys
sorry, I'm
are all over me. I don't get it. Ed Rendell's brother, Robert Rendell, has lived in Dallas for, I think maybe 40 years. I mean, they've been in Dallas ever since I was young. And he's not as much of a sports fan as my dad, but he does claim a little bit of an allegiance to the Rangers for one reason or the other. And they've had this little kind of thing going back and forth. And in the event that the Phillies and the Rangers make the World Series, I'm committed to getting them both on a City Pigeons episode and letting Ed Rendell and Robert Rendell have it
In
out.
a point counterpoint.
Right here. Now, here's the thing. My dad actually does a fair amount of Zooms, so I think he'll be okay. Robert was a very skilled attorney, but he's, one of these old guys that doesn't manipulate technology well. But my cousin Meredith will probably hook it up. We've already started scheming on this. So I can promise people that to the extent anyone cares about that. My promise you, my Uncle Robert is a very quirky dude. So watching my dad and him go at it could be good. It could be good content
That's
for
going
us.
to be incredible.
So I'm
I
just
love
saying,
Unbelievable.
I love
be
it.
ready for that if we can get to that point. That's something to be excited about.
Now, you
When?
got to have like an old kind of mayor's bet between them, right?
That's
like,
right.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
we'll send you
loser
some
has to
Fink's
sing.
hoagies and or
By the way, there's a funny story there that relates to
Fink
the
will
World
send you
Series.
Fink's hoagies.
There's a funny story there that relates to the World Series where my dad got into a beef with Todd Stoudemire, who was playing for the Blue Jays in 1993, because Philly media asked him how he felt. And he said, I'm not worried. We're facing Stoudemire. I could get a hit off Stoudemire. So then he ends up going to Toronto, and he was like down on the field, and Stoudemire comes up to him. He's like, you think you can get a hit off me? Let's do it. But I was like, nah, I think we're good. So somewhere, actually, I have a Stoudemire jersey somewhere. I'll dig it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But he made all these stupid bets. He had to sing the anthem at a Boston Celtics game
Do you
as a
think
result.
your dad could get hit off Stoudemire?
He should have tried.
Back in
Come
the
on.
day, I don't know. No, I don't think so. No, definitely not. No, but so that's something to look forward to. So let's hope. I still think getting the Astros and having the home field advantage would be the best way to go. I'm not going to lie.
Agreed.
That would be great.
I got to tell you, your dad and your uncle might tilt it. I might be willing to give up home field advantage to have that happen.
You would? I'm not. Screw that. We'll see.
Does the All-Star game no longer determine home field advantage?
no,
Fink.
it's overall record.
Even Rock knew that.
When's the last time
And
I
we
watched
finished
baseball?
with the same. We finished with the same exact record as Houston and Texas, but the tiebreakers head to head. We beat Houston head to head, but we didn't beat Texas.
Right.
When did that start again?
We got swept by Texas
Couple
the
years
first
ago.
series of the season, and you're like, who's Texas? Well, this is who they are.
There you are.
I kind of swore off talking about the other team besides, the Eagles, Phillies, and the Flyers, but I think we should probably discuss the shoe deal that our MVP just signed.
Is it?
I thought we were talking about the new shitty jerseys that dropped today.
I actually thought you wanted to discuss the fact that James Harden is just now not showing up and sticking it to Maury.
It's
And
a personal.
No, who
matter.
cares? Like
Personal
I
matter.
honestly, I don't care about that. I literally
No,
don't.
we were talking
And
Skechers.
I don't even care about the Skechers thing, but I do. You'll probably be surprised at my Skechers opinion is, I don't think it's that corny as most people do. I mean, Skechers is corny, and the brand association is really corny. Like, you shouldn't even sign with them. Like, there's no reason to. But
There's a lot of reasons.
they're no worse than Under Armour. Under Armour didn't
They were
promote anything he
horrible.
did. Those shoes were ugly as hell.
Yeah.
These Skechers shoes are like literally much nicer than the Under Armour ones. But here's the thing: like most Nikes suck, most Pumas suck nowadays, most Adidas suck. So they're all the same shit.
Mass
So
production.
you just chase the money. But if Skechers is offering you money, you kind of just got to like have some pride and be like, you know what? Who am I? Brooke Burke? Is that their only other?
Yo, Brooke Burke is fired. Don't come at Brooke Burke like that.
Yeah, maybe like 15 years ago.
I bet she's still fired. Look it up.
She might be, but do you want to wear the same? Is that going to sell sneakers? You and Brooke Burke on the same?
And Reebok
sneaker line?
signed
Keep talking.
Shaq and AI as the head guys. You would think maybe something would be in the works there.
Do you think AI is like running the board meeting?
Well,
Is that what he's doing?
Here's the thing:
They put them.
big guys
I
don't
think,
sell
in charge.
sneakers anyway.
He's like
In charge of
senior
the
vice president.
The basketball division, I think. Shaq and AI are both in charge, right? No.
Shaq's
Maybe?
the new president of footwear
Basketball.
for basketball for Reebok, and Iverson's the vice president.
Yeah.
But it's all just
All I
like,
know is my dad has those
Nonsense.
slip-in Skechers, you know, with the back thing right in
So
there.
that's the thing.
That could be
Your
useful
dad,
for basketball.
My dad.
Slide
He's
on,
now
slide
going to
out.
have the Embiid slip-ins.
His dad, everybody's dad has Skechers.
Yeah. That'd be funny if he had
if
like
these
a dad
Skechers
shoe.
prevent Embiid from falling to the ground 15 to 20 times a game, I'm all for it.
That's it.
I'm in now.
I'm in.
now. You know what?
Honestly, Jesse,
You
you
know
should
what?
try
I'm in.
and get your dad a Skechers endorsement.
I should. If these Skechers keep Embiid in Philadelphia, I'm into that.
If they bring Harden to
What do
Philadelphia,
you got
I'm
over
into
there,
that.
Rock? I heard you
Okay.
got to say something.
If they
negative.
get Daryl Morey out of
No, I'm
Philadelphia, into
All
that.
right.
Can we get
I'm
the
gonna make-
Skechers to get him out?
I'm going to make a humble plea because I realize we don't ever do this and we're not good at it. If you're checking this out at any point, do us a favor. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, the City Pigeons YouTube channel, please do that. And then you can write a review on Apple or Spotify, right? Those things matter. We never tell people to do that. Like if you listen to this every week and are into it, please go do that because it can help us.
Leave out the audio issues part. That
Yeah,
wasn't
don't talk about the audio issues. I love this podcast, but
It was
every week they have
echoing.
some
I
new
couldn't hear
freaking
nobody.
issue.
Don't
No.
say that in the review, please.
No, seriously. But no, we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Sunday, frickin' Birds of a Feather Tailgate, installment number 2. Shout out to Jimmy D'Onofrio,
That
who did the
flyer is
sickest
absolutely
flyer
good.
of the City
Flames.
Pigeons, Miami Vice.
He's a goddamn genius.
in
I
the
love
boat.
that guy.
It just sets the vibe. So we're going to be doing that. We'll be in the parking lot. Come down there 4:00 anytime before the game. It's going to be amazing. And then, hopefully the Phils are going to advance to the World Series, in which case we're definitely going to be getting it going down here at the Coop. So feel free to come on down, hit us up for more info on that. And then I know we're going to have some really good Eagles events as we move forward with the season and start to pay more attention to those guys too. So, and then who knows, Flyers could get hot. They're 1-0. I don't know what they're doing right now, but
They're 2-1.
they're 2.
Tied. For
Wait, the
first.
scores?
No, they're
No,
2-1
They
on
played
the season.
3 games.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought they
tied for
played one.
first. They're tied
Didn't
for
they play their
in the
first
division.
game just the other night?
they've played 2.
That was the
since.
home
Oh,
opener.
They
that was the
lost to
home
Giroux
opener.
in Ottawa, and then they won at home.
Wow,
on
that's
Sunday.
Tied for
pathetic.
first in the
I'm calling
division.
myself
Come
out.
on,
Anyway,
Jess.
Playoff
listen.
run.
Yeah, what's his
Review,
name had one of
like,
the
subscribe.
coolest friggin' penalty shot.
Couturier, yeah,
Yeah,
Oh my
unbelievable.
God,
Unreal.
that was
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna do one last thing here before we go because this
Coots,
came,
we call him in Flyers land.
as I was watching the game last night after Nola's I don't know how many great starts he's had. He hasn't had any bad ones. I just want to know from you, Meech, are you willing to now give Nola a permanent pass? Are you?
I put on Twitter after 2 starts ago, sign this man to a 10-year, $200 million contract right now. I don't give a
So
shit.
you were okay with the 8-year offer that he wanted?
I don't give him whatever he wants. He's great right now. Do it.
Beautiful. I see Nita there. Graphics are always fire. That's true. We know that. Jimmy's the man. Thank you. Thank you, Nita. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I see here we're at 50 minutes, and you know what? We're gonna
8
go.
years, you would do
We had
it?
enough. It was
Yeah,
after
we
a loss. I didn't even
Bye.
want to go 3 minutes. You're lucky you got all this out of me.
Yes. Thank you, Meech.
This is the worst.
I wanted to head in my
episode
car and go
of
right the
my
fuck
life.
home
I'm
after that
so mad
loss.
that we're here.
Thank you, Meech.
Fucking
Everybody.
Lourdes Guriel troll looking motherfucker.
Okay, let's cue the outro there, Lecco.
He has 2 double A's.
We'll see you
See
guys
you
on
Sunday.
Sunday.
Name, we hate you.
We'll see you on Sunday for the
M-Lot,
Birds of Feather
M-Lot,
Tailgate.
M-Lot.
M-Lot. Let's go.
I will be on.